your growth and your hard work and maintaining self-care. These are a couple of things that I'm noticing that are coming up for a bunch of people right now. I know we have a lot of beautiful light workers and creatives in here, and I wanted to talk to you specifically about your purpose and creating self-care around the things that are important to you. The motivation for growth is a little bit different for light workers and creative. So maybe you're looking into improving your art or your craft or your expertise. Maybe that's motivating you. Maybe you're pushing yourself to embrace risk or embracing the unknown. You know that you need to go into something new, and that's your motivation for growth. You feeling like, I need to prepare myself for what's coming next, even though I don't know exactly what that is. Maybe you've been put in a position where you're embarking on some fresh risk or a situation where you have to like step up in some kind of way. Maybe you're just learning a brand new skill. You're learning a new skill that's going to take your work or your health or your business or a relationship that you're in like to a new height. But I'm curious if what's motivating your growth right now. Typically it's one of like a couple of things. It's pain. We're in some kind of pain. It's either chronic or it's acute. It's something that we've been dealing with for a really long time and it sucks. And we're like, we have to make a change, and that's the motivation. Or it's acute. There's something that's going on right now. And you know that your current skill set, like whether that's emotional or physical or mental or whatever, is going to need to step it up a notch to deal with the particular situation that you're in right now. But maybe it's a goal. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's just something that's meaningful for you. So these are a couple different things that can motivate us for growth. And I'm curious to know like what it is for you. So I'm curious to know what's motivating your growth right now, like for real. Like is it pain? Is it desire? Is it a goal? Is it a project that you're working on? Like what's actually motivating you? Like, do you want to improve something? I'm curious. Once you know exactly what it is that motivates you, you have to like take a step back and check in. Like, are you willing to put in the work to gain the new abilities that you feel like you're going to need? Or maybe you don't even know what those are, but maybe you want to increase your knowledge, and how effective you are at this particular thing, which is a skill in itself, honestly, depends on a couple of other things. Your self-talk. Now, this is one of the things, I'm just going to hover here for a minute because I'm hearing a lot of you talking about the self-talk. Now, often self-talk is like, it's such a loaded thing because, it's either your own self-talk, like what you're actually saying to yourself, or it's like some shit person from your past and it's like their voice that's still replaying. Maybe it's not a shit person. Maybe it's like somebody you actually care about whose voice was maybe critical or overly critical, but pushes you in a way that you're like, you're not good enough, or there's a myriad of things that your self-talk can be telling you, but that's one of the things. Your fear of failure is another one. Fear of failure is really tough because it keeps us from trying new things. You're in this space where you have to like acknowledge that you don't know what you don't know, or maybe you've got to like speak up, like even when you're unsure or you're not sure how it's going to be received. So it's a scary place. There's like that fear of failure, but failure looks a little bit more like, I don't know how they're going to react, or I'm going to wreck a relationship, or I'm going to, put a particular project or job in jeopardy, or I'm going to piss off a client, or, again, a myriad of other things. We're all going through different things. Yeah. But one of the other things under fear of failure is also like not asking the questions. There are questions that you have or sharing ideas. They could be controversial, or you could think that the questions are just stupid, or nobody asks this, or it's a myriad of other things that come along under fear of failure and self-talk. So it also, your willingness there's another layer, and that's comfortability with change. So it's funny because we talk about comfortability with change, but the truth is we really can't be comfortable with change. We don't know what it's going to look like on the other side, even if we're excited about it, even if we're like, this is something that we really want, say it's a goal or something that we're really excited about. we don't really know what's on the other side of that. So comfortability with change is almost a joke, because there's like, you're doing things you never did before. So you can't know, there's going to be some discomfort, but the discomfort doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to look like the pain that it looks like now, you know? So I'm curious too, like underneath all of these things. So when we talk about the motivation for growth and like what actually motivates you to grow, and then your willingness and the things that are underneath the willingness, like maybe like we talked about, the self-care or the fear of failure, or comfortability with change, or not comfortable with change. You know, we all like our happy little sweet little ruts that we stay in because they keep us right where we are and we know what to expect. So comfortability with change becomes an issue in itself. But I want you to start thinking about, what's the meaning that you get? What's the meaning behind what you really get out of the change that you, or I should say the growth? What's the meaning behind the growth? Like, what do you get from that? You know, are you getting status? Are you going to get more opportunity? Are you going to get more trust? Are you going to get a deeper relationship? Are you going to, you know, it's different for all of us. We're all on different journeys, but we're all really committed to growth. I know this about you. And I want to just let you know that, and I want to ask too at the same time, that the self-care that you have and the structures that you have that make this that make this possible are things that you can do. So that's one of the things I like to do and help my clients with, is helping create self-care structures that actually support in a meaningful way your growth. So I'm curious, if you want to share what it is you're working towards and what it is your motivation for growth, like what is it? What's your motivation for growth right now? I joked that it could be pain and it could be desire, right? What is the meaning that you've got behind that? Like, what are you gonna get out of this type of growth? And then, do you have any self-care structures to help make that happen? Please share that down below. I love you, and I am curious about what you're up to and how you're doing it. And if you know that you want some help with this, I'm going to drop a link and we can just talk about it. I love you very much.